Hello everybody and welcome back to 32 Layers or Less. This week we're going to be doing a lot of partnership things and networks and that sort of stuff. So we're going to be doing their icons, and as you can see I've made the Machinima one already. So let's just go in and we'll see what was done. So I did use every single layer and there's good reason for it. So this is going to be similar to how we created some of our other stuff where we're kind of making a button sort of thing. So we're going to start with the rounded square again. And then to create the actual M, what is this piece actually called? The swoop. I tend to use it actually quite a bit in all my this. Anything that's rounded, at least. I feel like it has a pretty good shape, and you can bend and morph it to create the proper thing. And with this style of Machinima logo, we don't need to be perfect, basically, because some of our stuff is going to be hidden, as you can see by the letters. But basically, we're going to create the general shape with the outline with that, and then we're going to start just filling it in with whatever, just making sure that you cover it. You have about 4 spaces to fill it in, and then to create the actual button look itself. Creating the extra strokes. In this case, I created 3. It kind of gives it more of a 3D look to it. I tend to do that a lot as well when it comes to these. The middle one being at its normal position, just a stroke, as the same color as the background. The bottom one below it, a little bit larger and a little bit darker of a color, and then we're having one on top that's a little bit brighter. It'll kind of create like an edge, like a brighter edge to it, that sort of thing. And then we're going to place that all on top of the bike ramp. And then we drop the opacity for this one down to 18%. You could probably do with a little bit less than that. You could probably go around 20, 25 and still look halfway decent. And then they also had this little sheen at the top. So I made the star, shrunk it down and made it 32%. And then shrunk it down again, still keeping it at 32%. And then shrunk it down once more, just to create that hot spot on it. And then what I proceeded to do was to actually put Machinima on here. So what you're going to want to do, and I see a lot of people do this wrong, and I'm not going to save this one just so I can like mess with it and stuff, but basically what you're going to want to do, so we brought in our letter. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to shrink it down to its actual size that you want it to be. For this one, it's pretty much 2 squares high. That's a good estimate. And then what we do is we're going to copy, go over to the next one, and paste. Now this will keep the exact same sizing, but it puts it onto the old spot. So now what we're going to do to be able to change this into the appropriate letter without having to create each letter and scale them down, because that's counterproductive. Alright, let's just put it that way. It's counterproductive. So what we did was we pasted it over, and now we're going to hit Y to just change the emblem. And you'll notice that all we're doing is changing the emblem itself. So we changed it to the A, it has the exact same size, the exact same scale, and now we're just going to move it into place. So you're going to do this with every single letter. So you're going to copy the A, paste it on the C, copy the C, paste it over to the H, so on and so forth. Basically, you're going to be creating the exact same letter, or the exact same size constraints, but in a different letter. And then you're going to space it out accordingly. This just happened to work out. I didn't attempt to do it like this. First try, I actually got it pretty even. There's a little tight of a space between the H and the I, but you know, with it being small, you won't even notice things like that. And then just to clean it up a little bit, I just took a square, shrunk it down, just so that it was a little bit above the top of the letters and a little bit below the bottom of the letters, stretched it all the way across, and then dropped it down to about 50%. This is a black square. It just kind of adds a cleaner finish to it. And then what we're going to do, we're not going to save because I made that change and I don't want anything to happen. So you can see it kind of has that bar to it, and everything's nice and centered, uniform, and all in all, a great design. So anyways, I hope that you guys enjoyed this. There will be a speed art of this later. It actually was very easy to make this icon, so the speed art is pretty quick. So expect a 2-minute video-ish, 2 to 3 minutes. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you do, please leave a like. If you have any suggestions of what you'd like me to make, please let me know in the comment sections below, and I will do my best to try and make those. Anyways, have a good day. Bye.